Hi everyone, welcome back to the Bear Pen. Today we are going to be telling a different vampire story. So welcome to the first episode of Undead in Dallas, our little mini series. It's only going to be 4 episodes. Uh, we have lovely people on screen with me, so I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Let's start with Cassie.
Oh, hi. I'm Cassidy. I do some stuff here on the Pen. I do Blood on the Bayou and various one shots. You find me on Twitter at awkwardcassidy underscore. And I'm going to be playing Dr. Alice Smith, the Malkavian.
Brandon?
Hi, everybody. My name's Brandon. I go by the DMB or DMB Gaming all over the internet. You can follow me on Twitter at the DMB with 2 underscores afterwards. You can find me regularly on my own Twitch channel on Thursday evenings at DMB Gaming with 2 underscores. It's 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, where I am the game master for a Pathfinder first edition game. And you can also find me at twitch.tv/the Bard's Playhouse on Fridays for World Tour by Night, another Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle where I play a Nosferatu named Cassius, and Saturdays as storyteller on the same channel for Fall of London. And tonight I am playing Maximus Habitus, or Max for short, the La Sombra.
Tom?
Hello. Am I on? Yeah. My name's Dominic. I'm a lover of stories and aspiring artist, involved with a few projects here at the Bear Pen. I think there's a Dungeons and Dragons homebrew coming up called Thala Unbound. I can't remember the exact name, but that's down the road. Looking super forward to getting more involved with the world of darkness. Tonight I am playing Rich DeSantos. He is actually the ghoul of one of the player characters from the first season, Blood on the Bayou, from the Bear Pen. In classic, this is the final job and then I'm free fashion. I was perforated with a ton of high caliber bullets, and my Domitor had to unfortunately embrace me to save my life, unlife, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Rich is very not about it. He's just so scared of dying that he's gonna, do what he's got to do. Yeah, and I'm super excited to see how this plays out.
Alex?
Hi, I am Alex Hillman. You probably recognize me from here on the Bear Pen if you're one of our regular followers. I play on Blood on the Bayou, our tentpole Vampire the Masquerade V5 Chronicle here. And I've also popped up here and there in a few other things that we've done, such as this. And otherwise, you might recognize me from my work over at Hunters Entertainment, where I am a brand manager for games like Altered Carbon, the role playing game, Outbreak Undead, Icarus, How Great Civilizations Fall, and so on, as well as the work that I do with our stream team over there, in particular, our ongoing Outbreak Undead campaign, Rag and Bone, which you can catch on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's over on twitch.tv/Hunters Entertainment. You can find me on Twitter and the social media stuff at Alex Hillman. If you care to follow me, I'm not great at the social media thing, but I put stuff on there sometimes. In regards to Undead in Dallas here, I'm going to be playing the Coterie's resident Nosferatu Tech. Tech is he's kind of your standard Nosferatu. He's very clan first, sect second kind of guy, and while he mainly leans, I would say, Camarilla at the moment, just due to the nature of what the political situations are. He doesn't really ascribe to some of their beliefs as of late, especially in regards to technology. So he's kind of the technophile of Clan Nosferatu, and one of his long-term goals right now is to kind of reestablish the ShrekNet. Um, I'm sure that'll go over swimmingly, so we'll see how this all pans out.
It'll be completely fine. Anne?
Hi, everyone. My name is Ann Pierce. This is my first time here at the Bear Pen, but I GM, I play games, and I write games. If you want to see what I've been up to, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at _Ann, ANNE, Pierce, PIERCE _ and come and check out what I've been writing and playing. Oh, today I'm playing Rhea. Rhea is a Tremere. She is kind of new in town. She is a phlebotomist, and it's always easy to get a little extra blood when you're just asking people to donate.
And I'm Ari. I'm usually over here on the Bear Pen. I play in Blood on the Bayou as Elijah Smith, and I will be also joining Dom in the upcoming D&D game. Can't wait for that. You can find me over at Twitter at Small Shadow Snack. But for today, I will be your storyteller. And let's go to that intro, Alex. So, Dallas. Horrible traffic, beautiful city. You all have managed to either find your way here recently or have even been here considerably longer. Your coterie has a haven in a creepy looking church in slightly south of the city. For tonight, we're going to say that you all are already there, just for convenience sake. And there is an envelope awaiting you. Could everyone please make their rouse check for the night?
Absolutely. Well, I suppose I should fill in the first hunger dot anyway, because I'm not playing a murderer like I am in some of our other games.
Failed.
Me, Nosferatu, have secrets.
I mean, they could.
So what am I rolling?
Hunger or rouse check. So it's 1 d10, and you're looking for a 6 or above to have a success.
Mm-hmm.
I failed, so I'm at hunger 2.
Same.
Same.
Oh,
Good
I am not
start.
any more hungry.
I failed as well.
oh, everybody's hungry. Oh, this is great.
Good start.
Good start.
Good start. It's a good start.
I'm fine.
So the envelope that you all find in one of your your non-public side of your haven, is black. It's It's got a little gold seal, a little wax seal with a M and an L intertwined very elegantly. And it is signed to your coterie on the front in very neat handwriting.
ML.
Tech will snatch it up and open it up immediately without reservation.
Inside is a single sheet of really nice stationery with the club logo for Elysium on it and a short little paragraph of a sentence. Good evening. I would like you to join me at your earliest convenience. At this location, I have matters to discuss. Signed, Matteo Luna. Underneath,
Tech will hand it off to Maximus. Yeah, it's Luna again.
Maximus takes it and reads it over. Yes, this does appear to be his style, as it were. Wonder what the Keeper of Elysium has to concern us.
I don't know why you're surprised, Jack. This isn't unusual, unfortunately.
We could always take the van. I'll drive.
I mean, that's if we go, though.
I haven't been. I want to go.
You really don't. You really don't.
I believe that there are both up and down sides of being the coterie that the court can rely upon.
There's up and
So-
down sides to being kindred. We should just go.
Yeah. It's probably a good idea overall.
We always go. We're gonna go. Just we don't have to go.
I'll
It's a
meet you all
party.
there.
We have to go.
And Tech's gonna go ahead and start stuffing a few things into a backpack, a tablet, and a couple of random little odds and ends that he tries to keep on him at all times. So he usually keeps a couple of surveillance bugs on him for whenever the opportunity should arise. And he's going to head out the back of the Coterie Haven and head down into the tunnels. And start making his way towards Elysium. He knows that he's going to have a bit of a walk, even though he knows the best paths to take.
As the song Secret Tunnels plays in the background, that I won't sing for copyright purposes, but had to say.
I mean, he knows he's like invited in the van, right? Like he knows that, right? Like he could totally come with us.
Kind of
Rhea,
prefer he's not there. He's not
yeah,
very
you
pretty.
just have to understand that
I think he's cool. He has to party like everybody else.
he
I've
does,
got-
but Tech is
I get
he's a loner, more so than I am, which is something strange to say. Storyteller, do we know if weapons are allowed at Elysium?
you know they are allowed in some certain circumstances. If there is an official event going on, they'll make you check them at the door. There's not an event on tonight, so
Okay.
you'll be allowed to carry your weaponry in.
Well, Maximus picks up. So in the church, there's this. It's really weird because this is a Catholic church, and Catholics are really proud about their holy relics. Like, oh, that decanter of water was blessed by the Pope 70 years ago. Well, one of the holy relics that Maximus, as the father of this church, keeps is actually a sword with that was from the Crusades, and it's hanging up on the wall on display. And that is actually his own personal weapon as well. So he takes it off of the wall and attaches it to his belt. Takes a revolver that he carries as well. Looks to Rhea. Well, it sounds like we have a party to attend.
Yes.
It sounds more like business, unfortunately, than a party.
Everything is business in our world.
Alice
Alice? Question mark.
Alice will sigh and put her hair up.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, Alice. Why do we need the doctor?
Apparently we do tonight.
It's way more fun to not have to do that. All right. So put it back out and put her glasses on.
All right, who
Anyone-
wants shotgun? I have keys.
Where is Dom at? I'm sorry, I mean Rich right now.
Assumedly with you guys.
Okay. Just wanted to check to make
Reluctantly,
sure that he
yep.
wasn't sequestered away right now.
No.
Okay. Maximus would Rich, I understand that some of these things might still be foreign to you. This is an official summons from the Keeper of Elysium, the one who is in charge of making sure the kindred of the city have a safe place to gather. And his summons probably means that he has a job for us. So it would behoove us to show up.
I grab a little pistol I keep in the back pants. I walk to the door and I get in the shotgun seat with an arm just hanging out the window like this.
Cool, cool. Is this what everyone's wearing? I'm just checking. Cool. Okay,
So-
cool.
Yeah, Maximus is like wearing just a plain white t-shirt with a little bit of a like V in the neck, not like a super liberal one, just enough to like see how pale his skin underneath is. Maybe a hint of some tattoos on his chest. Also a black jacket and a pair of black denim jeans and some like some combat boots.
I respect that. So someone's gonna have to give me directions because I don't actually know the city.
You have a cell phone, right, Rhea?
I guess. And I go ahead and look up the GPS. I'm like, okay, where is it? And probably not the best thing to put like the Elysium address in my phone, but
I do.
cool.
I tell her what would probably be the closest parking area nearby to the club.
I mean, people are gonna see the van. Having it in the GPS isn't gonna show anything they won't know if they're looking at the GPS.
I mean, people see the van, but they tend to forget that they saw it.
I
Oops.
mean, it's kind of noticeable.
For a little while.
Dr. Smith, you act as if there are not strange vehicles driving throughout the streets of our city night after night.
Well, we don't have to be one of them.
Just last Tuesday, I saw a motorcade of lowriders just driving down the street in Deep Ellum. No particular event happening. Just
Like, this particular van goes to the club enough, though. Like, that's what I mean. If they're checking
Mm.
our GPS for whatever reason, they know we've been there. You're not going to be sneaky by not putting in your GPS.
Fair enough.
And like, if you really need, you could have tech wipe it. Like, you're just taking too many steps that aren't useful here.
Everything is useful whenever it comes to protecting the Masquerade.
Yeah, but that one's not, is what I'm saying.
Fine, I'll park like a couple blocks away. Fine. And I'll drive careful. I totally don't drive careful.
Please don't drive careful. You will not get anywhere in this city driving carefully.
Yeah, it's a little bit reckless. Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And we're already dead, so we have to worry about car crashes less.
But it's my van. So
Fair.
This rate, I'm gonna die of old age.
You're not that new, are you? You know that's not a thing.
That's my point.
It was a joke, Dr.
No,
Smith.
I got that, but it's only funny if it's true. It's
to drown
not.
out the noise of this conversation, I turn up my tape deck, and it's Poison, and it's really loud.
Oh, now, so we are talking about old. Okay.
Tech
Yeah,
is
follow the directions.
Tech is going to take a small detour on his way through the sewers and swing by to pay a visit to his herd. I'm only looking to grab 1 hunger reduction. I'll still sit at the 1, but the collective of sewer rats that he has, all about the sewer there. And then additionally, he's also going to kind of swing by, because I don't know if it's on the way or not. So this might be on the way. This might be him going out of the way. He's going to swing by an exit to the park. And while he is there, he is going to get in contact with his familius, Midnight, the great horned owl.
Can certainly do that.
So his goal here is to send Midnight over to the Elysium in advance of himself, to just kind of keep an eye out from up above, perching up near the top of the location and just keeping an eye on things. And then he'll continue his way on to the meeting place.
Yeah. When you summon Midnight, he lands near you on your shoulder, gives you a look, completely understands the assignment, goes, finds one spot on the roof, decides he doesn't like that one, hops a little farther down, decides that works, and just kind of sits there and waits for you to come.
Perfect. And I'll be keeping tabs on the Elysium, periodically checking in with Midnight as I'm conversing along.
Understandable. The rest of you are driving. Max, you are the one who, out of the people in the car, probably been there the most. Which way would you take her through? Would it be the highway or the streets?
So the question is from the best that we know from the Haven, like how far away is the club?
The Elysium is set on Main Street in downtown Dallas, so in theory, probably the side streets would be a little better to get to it quicker.
It would take us, God, I don't know, at this time of night on a Sunday, like 75 is going to be a little clearer, but I agree. I would make sure that to tell Rhea to turn off, like, or turn on the avoid highways on her GPS. I would not get within 2 feet of her phone because I would ruin it.
Completely understood. Your drive does take you a little longer. Go in the back way. Lot of stoplights, a lot of construction. You know, there might have been a detour or two, but you eventually do approach a good parking spot about a block down from the Desert Rose, which is the Elysium Club. It is downtown, smack in between a boutique and like a fancy restaurant. And it's got the Desert Rose above the door. There's already a line of people waiting to get in, but you guys know of the side entrance for Kindred to easily get in, bypass all the humans. Inside, the music is turned up. You can hear laughing, glasses, like people chittering as you are making your way towards the stairs. You do know, Maximus in particular, because you've been here so often, that Matteo's office is upstairs. And in one of the spaces where he can overlook the dance floor, but where it's also soundproof enough that he can't really hear the music.
On our way in and up the stairs, I stop and check my reflection in the mirror, and I put on some sparkly pink lip gloss. And as I do so, I want to put up Unswayable Mind, and then put my lip gloss back in my little carpet bag with lots of fringe shoulder bag.
Yep. So you guys go up to the door.
Sense the Unseen is up the second we hit the club.
Sense the Unseen. Go ahead and roll me your Sense the Unseen. Tech, you're a little bit behind everybody, but you do eventually catch up. And you can see Midnight standing up at the top. He looks a little antsy, like he doesn't really like the spot he's at, but he's good enough. He's like, I can see the front door. Like, but just occasionally like turning head, like looking around. Giving you 4 successes?
4 successes.
Come back to that. He kind of gives you a look as if he is deeply unhappy with having to be up here, and he is wishing you would have given him a treat for it.
Oh, he'll get a treat once he's done his job.
Okay.
As a good little familius. Tech is also going to immediately upon going in the side entrance, he'll be trying to step off into the most secluded corner and kick up Unseen Passage to make his way through the club.
You can certainly do that. You can see the staff are like moving about, but not in the area. You are right near the door. They know not to go over there. It's kind of like an off limits area. With your 4, you can see that there are a couple wards on the office. But you figure it was probably the sheriff that put them in place, because you know the sheriff is a Tremere. So the door is kind of got frosted glass on it. It's like a frosted glass door. Just says management on it. Do you guys knock?
On the way there, trying to talk over the music, Maximus would be kind of letting Rich know the general rules of Elysium, like make sure you are respectful to everybody. Sect does not matter while you're here. Absolutely no usage of any discipline powers. That is punishable by death. So any Nosferatu that is around, not even really talking about Tech, because he knows that there are at least 3 in the room at all times, is violating those rules, but they're generally hand waved anyway.
Alice will like go up next to Rich or Dr. Smith and just say, "It's if you get caught. It's the most important rule of that. It's if you get caught, just don't be stupid about it."
So some things don't change.
Yeah.
I imagine in a general sense, I'm like like one of those depressed people that everyone gives the right advice to, but they just don't listen. They still come back and complain every time about the same thing.
That's fair. I feel like that's a whole ass mood for a young Kindred.
You all hear a very You think it says come in, but with the music it's a little harder to hear. And after a few moments, the door does open. There is a very tall, dark-haired woman standing there. She's dressed professional, probably to the point where it's a little too professional for the club. And she does open the door to let you all in. And she looks back where Matteo's sitting. Matteo is a roughly 50, salt and pepper hair. He's dressed more casually. And it looks like he's been typing on the computer. He goes, Abigail, I will see you later. And he does look over to you guys as you enter. And then kindly like looks towards where he's got a clock on his desk, flips it down just a little so he can see the time, looks back up at you all and just goes, Where's your friend?
Tech does drop his obfuscate as soon as he actually gets into the offices and out of the main area of the club.
There
They're
you
all
are.
present and accounted for, Keeper.
Well, I do appreciate the formality of the title, but it's not necessary tonight.
One
Then
would
how can
argue
we
it's
be of a service to you, Mr. Luna?
Tonight, I did have a specific request of you. I do understand that some of you are new, and he does look at Rhea and Rich. I will introduce myself. My name is Matteo Luna. I am the keeper of the club, keeper of Elysium, and you two are?
I imagine. Oh, go ahead.
I loop my arm in Rich's arm like we're like in this together. I'm Rhea, just Rhea.
Just Rhea.
I flinch at her grab. I don't fight it, but I flinch. Rich, do I offer a hand for a handshake? I don't know how this works.
He does get up from behind the desk. Carefully like looks at you for a second, looks at Maximus, and just to be careful because he knows Maximus is a La Sombra, puts his phone down on the table before he goes to shake your hand.
Maximus sees that and just gives him a
Please tell me
no,
you.
no, he's not mine.
Oh, thank
No.
heavens.
God, no.
That it was a question. I knew it was going to go there. I was about to ask if you know who knew, and you know how he feels about there being more La Sombra in the court.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, welcome to Dallas. We're fairly not usually this concerned about things, but he takes a step back and goes, normally I would handle this myself, but given circumstances, I feel like I needed to reach out. And you all have proven yourselves in the past. Minus you two new people, but you know you're with them, so I'm just going to conclude it as this is a collective now. It's just going to save me time and hassle. We have had, how to put this politely, one of yours, and he points to Tech, has gone missing. I normally wouldn't concern myself, but this is unusual. I've had him on assignment looking into another matter, and he was supposed to report back to me last night. He hasn't.
Not to be rude, but are you sure he's missing?
That was kind of my question. Like, how do you know when a Nosferatu's gone missing? Like,
I sent Miss Carrollton, and he does gesture towards the door where the woman had walked, to his haven. Well, his workspace. It's not really his haven. I highly doubt he lives there. It's completely trashed.
Tech is keeping a close eye on Luna, kind of looking him up and down. Primarily at the moment that he mentions that it's one of the Nosferatu that's missing. Um, he's trying to make sure that essentially what Luna's saying here is on the up and up, and it doesn't feel like he's trying to obscure anything. So really just trying to see if he's lying.
Roll me wits and insight.
All right. I do have a specialty of detect lies on that. Got 5 with a crit.
Excellent. You do get the feeling there is something he's not telling you, perhaps in regards to whatever the Nosferatu was looking into for him. But you get the overall sense that, yes, this person is missing, and it is concerning to him.
Okay. Well, you know I always got one of my own's back. I'm happy to look into this for you.
Thank you. I sent her over to look at the thing. It's still there. We haven't had anyone look through it. So all of his technology is still there. I'm not good with computers, but I'm trying not to get someone else involved, less. If you guys would like to go over and take a look at it, see if you can find any clues.
I'd love to.
Excellent. And he's gonna walk over and he pulls a sticky note. It looks like he's about to grab his phone to maybe text, pauses, looks back at the two of you, grabs the sticky note and pen to write the address on it. It's over near the fairgrounds. And he does look at Tech and he goes, Rory does have the cameras that were on the outside. He's grabbed the footage. He's going through it to see if we can see who broke in, but he says it's scrambled. So I don't know if you want to contact him later on or whatnot.
He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I'll take care of it.
That's what Maximus's reaction to that is.
He hands the sticky note to Rhea and goes, that's the address. Whatever you find, let me know. Absolutely. And his eyes do fall on you, Maximus. Do not tell Alois what is going on.
Now, Mr. Luna, respectfully, I'm aware of your position. However, I'm sure that you are also aware of mine and my responsibilities.
But I've had already an argument with him, and I do not want to have to see him again tonight.
I'm aware of the state of the two of you's relationship, or lack thereof.
I appreciate that. Please do not tell him anything. I'm not making this an order, but a suggestion.
It's usually safest to assume the Seneschal knows what's going on in any given situation.
Yeah, I've got a feeling he's gonna pick up on his radar. I've been hoping he's going to be busy with other things.
He's never not busy.
I know. I wonder how he gets through his nights some days. Anyhow, if you find out who did it, let me know. If you can find him, even better. I have a sneaking suspicion. Well, I just need something confirmed.
Any
Tech is going to send,
information?
with his link up, Tech is going to send Midnight scouting ahead already to the next location.
It's a much relieved owl taking flight towards an area that is not nearly as heavily populated. He's very glad about this. There are many happy owl noises.
You'll get a treat once I get there.
Even happier owl noises.
Real quick question, Keeper, sir. So he was supposed to report in last night, but when was the last time before that you heard from this dude?
Four days ago. We had a check-in. I had him asked him a question. He said he found something that I asked him to look into. Sadly, he never came.
So like this thing, is it like a thing, like a physical thing, or like information thing? Are we looking for a thing?
He kind of looks around and goes, I have it under suspicion that we have Second Inquisition in town.
That's
I had
not
him
hot.
Exactly. I had him poking around to see if those rumors were true. He seemed to confirm they were, but before he could get me any information, he vanished.
So the running assumption is that he was captured by Second Inquisition, and you want us to confirm or deny this.
Yes. But my concern is someone, either they found out he was looking into them or somebody told them. Because only him and I knew.
So for the sake of clarity, are you asking us to find him, find what happened to him, find who took him, or something? What are you asking of us specifically?
I would like you to find him. Because he's been a very good help for me these last 10, 15 years.
Does the Nosferatu in question have a name?
I believe most people know him as Patrick.
Tech, you know this dude?
Yeah, of course I know Patty.
Patty, I love it already.
I'm sure that Tech will be able to scrub through Patrick's records and find something.
I do hope so. I've got enough on my plate without having to think the idea that the Second Inquisition is kidnapping people.
Well, it's kind of their jam.
Yeah,
Is
unfortunately.
indeed their MO.
I just would like to put a stop to them as soon as possible, but that is an issue I will have to take up with the sheriff.
Well, I got a sticky note in my bra. If y'all are ready to go.
Yes. What? Just why?
Thank you. I was trying not to.
Maximus is currently having this mental conundrum of why put it in your bra when you could just open your purse and stick it on the inside of your purse. But
I don't want to
he
get
doesn't
on the
say
inside
that.
of my vintage purse.
Yeah, he
And
doesn't
also
like
no pockets.
he
Dresses
doesn't
don't have
voice that
pockets.
opinion because that would be very disrespectful to Rhea.
Oh, I'll have a conversation with you about dresses and pockets. Let's do this.
The verdict, they should have them.
Agreed.
TLDR. So Tech is going to go ahead and
You riding with us, Tech, or are you going off on your own again?
I need to meet somebody. So I'll probably go ahead and roll out on my own. However, he is going to go ahead and ruffle through his backpack a little bit, digging through just the random odds and ends and junk that he has. Ah, come on. I know I got one in here. Yeah. And he pulls out a little GPS tracking unit, and he hands it to Maximus.
Maximus steps back. As soon as this touches me, it will be ruined. You know that, right?
I'm like my hands outstretched to grab it before he says that. I don't grab it, but it's out, and then I stop.
Dr. Smith just has her hand out, waiting for them to all figure out that they're handing it to the wrong people.
You won't break it. Just leave it in the car.
You do see Matteo kind of just does this briefly before
Dr.
just
Smith
kind
will
of
take it.
I am going to assume, Tech, that you understand my family's plight and that this is low tech enough that the darkness will not destroy it upon contact.
It's pretty basic. You get too fancy with shit, and it makes it a little too easy for other people to jump on the back of it. So just leave it in the car.
We could just text you when we get there.
Don't
Yeah,
think
it's not necessarily about that. Just leave it in the car. It'll be fine.
I mean, we may not always be where the van is, right? So
Correct.
It's kind of a different thing.
I don't know, Rhea. You and that vehicle are pretty inseparable.
I mean, it's my livelihood. It's everything. And it's comfy, right? You guys enjoyed the ride over here. You can bring your own tapes too if you guys want to put something in the stereo. I mean,
let's just put it this way: if they get a hold of you, they're gonna be interested in the van too. And I'm a little bit better at noticing things than a lot of people. Most people ain't good enough to completely cover their tracks, if you know what I mean. So if it comes down to it, at least being able to find the van again can get me on the right foot if I need to.
Fair enough.
And at that, Tech's going to go ahead and head out. His destination of choice is really just to get away from other Camarilla eyes so that he can more freely use some of the tech that he has available. Because he's obviously already started kind of working on some side projects. So he has an encrypted chat application that he's developed that he has distributed out through the other local Nosferatu. He's going to use that to reach out to the clan. Does the clan have a whip? Is the Nosferatu clan large enough to have a whip in this town?
They would. You know that is Rose.
Okay. I'm going to send a message to Rose and just check to see if she has heard anything about what's been going on with Patrick, and if he had let any details out to any of the rest of the clan in regards to the specifics of what the Keeper had him looking into, and when the last time he made contact with the clan was, because that might be a more distressing point than the last time that he made contact with the Keeper.
You get two text messages. One of them is from Rose. She does go, nah, haven't heard from him in a bit. Didn't know he was on anything. And then the second is from an unknown number. And it simply says, heard you talking shit, R.
Not, you're going to leave him with a red. Just slide that shit back into his backpack. I'm assuming Midnight probably hasn't quite gotten to the location yet, so
Not yet.
Tech is going to just start making his way there through the tunnels. So yeah, I'll step back now for the rest of the group here for a moment because Tech's just kind of having the long, lonely walk now that he's gotten the information that he wanted.
The owl is taking the longest way considerably possible because he is enjoying the flight. Just so you know, he has just decided he's going there. It'll just be a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was like,
Well, let's go find Patty.
Dr. Smith.
Yes, Mr. Moon.
You do have Abigail's phone number, right?
Cannot off the top of my head think of who Abigail is.
You do know Abigail is his ghoul.
Okay, so I probably would.
If you find anything, text her. And he does look down at his phone. He's like, I have a meeting to attend to. She knows how to get a hold of me the fastest.
I'll make sure she's kept updated.
Thank you. Be safe, everyone. I certainly do not wish anyone to actually not see tomorrow night. And you do see him go over and he grabs his jacket off like one of the coat stand that was in there. He just puts it on, grabs his phone and like a set of keys. All right, get out. Let's go. Let's go.
How far are the fairgrounds from here, by the way?
Let's see. It'll probably be a decent drive. So you could take the highway, would be the fastest way.
Okay.
Perfect for our hair metal. Let's get it going.
The second we're in the car, the glasses come off and the hair goes up with a deep sigh.
Did not realize that it was going to be that tasking for you, Alex.
Listen, you try keeping this shit at bay.
I have my own demons to battle.
Yeah, but yours aren't as like annoying.
I know that you can see beyond the veil and you know what a wraith looks like.
Yeah, but you don't have that in your head at all times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes energy. It takes a
fair.
lot.
Yes.
I was not prepared to comment. I can't think of the word to put that aside for tonight. Nope, can't get that word out.
Such
You know,
as
quiets down demons, you guys. And I throw in some Judas Priest.
Compartmentalize. I got it.
That's the one.
That is
That's
the word.
The word
yes.
I was looking for. I wasn't ready for that tonight. It's harder when you're not prepared.
Such a hard life us kindred live.
You've only begun to learn the
take the
smallest
Post-it.
portion of it, Rich.
See, like, I know it's sarcasm, but you really don't know how true it is, my dude.
As they continue to argue, I make the music louder. I take the Post-it out of my bra and I hand it to Maximus, and like I'm looking for him to like tell me which way to go.
I would navigate for her at this point because, yeah, it's just going to be easier. God, why do we have to get on 30? Oh, kill me.
Oh, this on ramp?
Yep, that one.
There are no seatbelts. Like, no.
Because I'm sure this vehicle was made before seatbelt laws were a thing.
Oh, absolutely. And I had to take them out to make room for my equipment. So
yeah, so I navigate for her. Maximus is not a Dallas native, but I mean, he's been here for a while, and he's basically like, I don't want to say he's an errand boy for the Seneschal, but that's really what he is. He would never say that, but that's what he is. So he's been around.
You do know that while you do have a good relationship with the Seneschal, he does tend to put you on the most ridiculous of errands.
I never don't get the job done, so
He deeply appreciates that,
yeah.
even if he never says it out loud. So
I
you
don't
guys
need I don't need the confirmation. I know that I do a good job.
he still asks you for favors, so you know he hasn't been upset yet. So as you guys get on I-30, you know, you're driving towards where the fairgrounds are. Traffic is it's late enough at night that the most of the my mind blanked on a word of the traffic that normally is on the highway has dissipated. It's late enough. Most people are at home. Find the off ramp, maybe taking it just a little too sharply, just a little. The building that you're looking for looks like it used to be some form of an office complex that has been abandoned for probably a good 2-3 years. Like they put a fence up around it, but nobody's really tore it down. It just says no trespassing on it. Single story, like possibly used to be a dentist office. You guys are able to find parking outside and go along the curb. The gate does not have a chain on it. It looks like they're working solely on the honor system of stay out. Everyone roll wits and awareness. Do you think Tech would have made it over there in time?
Depends upon how much earlier he got out of there than the rest of the Coterie. Felt like they left pretty abruptly after he did, so I imagine he's lagging behind again.
Okay.
So on these rolls with this one, do I include hunger or no?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, I do. So
Yes.
now because I've got a 2 hunger, so on the dice roller, I'd put 5 for the pool, but 2 for the hunger, or would
Yes.
Okay.
So 4. Rhea?
What was the
I
difficulty?
have 2 successes. One of them is a critical success if we're doing that.
Crits work if there's 2.
Okay, there's just one.
There's one. So 2, 4.
Was there a difficulty?
4. No.
Do I? Okay. So
general.
what is the? I guess 1 success. It's got the. I don't know what I'm looking at here. I see pictures of dots and the vampire symbol.
If it's the vampire symbol, that counts as your successes. So how many of those do you have?
Okay, cool.
Just
So
one.
1. Yep.
It isn't hard. There's not really a lot. Like you guys do notice that it does look like the gate's bent slightly. And as you guys get closer, you can see that there does appear where you guys would expect, like it's a dirt. Looks like there's been dirt there. It doesn't look like it has a proper parking lot. It looks like that's been tore up. There are no tire tracks.
You see any kind of like signs of foot traffic or anything like that? At least at this entrance.
You do see footprints. Like just in general, most of them appear to be like tennis shoe tracks. Like you get a feeling that's probably him walking back and forth. The other set, roll me another wits and awareness, Maximus. I want to see since you asked.
5 successes that time.
There you see a single set of boot prints walking to the door, but you don't see one coming back.
Alice is gonna go to the door and go in.
It's easy. The door isn't locked. It looks like because the keeper did say Abigail was there, it looks like she had opened the door, like went in, like looked, and then closed the door. She didn't lock it. You do see, Maximus, you would have seen a pair of like high heels.
Yes, I was going to ask what kind of
Tracks.
shoes she was
Yeah.
wearing tonight.
Yeah, she was wearing high heels. So you'd see a pair going and then a pair quickly coming back. It looks like you can see one where it looks like she stumbled a bit, walking a little faster, and just looks like she left. So inside, it's a long hallway. You know, it looks like you just walked into the back of the building. So you see like the exam rooms are open. There's no dentist equipment left in the building. Looks like that was probably removed. There is some furniture still. It's just kind of been shoved to the side.
Alice is gonna plop herself on the floor, both hands on the ground, and spirit touch.
Excellent. Roll it.
And while Alice does that, I would like to bring up heightened senses. I'm looking for blood. I'm sniffing around if I can find any blood.
Roll it.
While they are doing that, Maximus just kind of leans over to Rich, and I would point out the different sets of footprints. You know, these are probably Abigail's. These look like a pair of tennis shoes. But what concerns me, I point to the boot prints that go up to the door but don't come back. There may be an unwelcome guest still inside.
Perfect.
3 successes.
3 successes as well.
3 successes. Excellent. So I will do Ria's first. The building is musty. Like you're getting a lot of maybe a hint of mildew here. Just like a little bit, like it's dusty in here. It's gross. If you were human, you'd probably be sneezing. But you do very faintly get the slightest hint of blood. And it's coming farther down the hallway.
Oh yeah, go right to it.
Okay. And you got 3 for Spirit's Touch?
Mm-hmm.
I have to reread what Spirit's Touch does. Because my brain is...
I have it open if you need the wording.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. By touching an inanimate object to the ground at location, the vampire consents. The emotional residue left by those who handled that object or visited the location in the past. The user gains insight into not only that person, but also what was done and under what circumstances.
Excellent.
There's a little more, but it's...
With your 3 successes, and you're sitting there with your hands on the ground, like the linoleum's kind of peeling up a bit. It's grimy. It's dirty. Your eyes are closed and you're focused. The first emotional sense you get is like a hint of panic. And mingled in with it is like you're getting a sense of anger and then a little bubble of confidence. So you're getting very emotional, but mostly panic. Heck, I will say at this time, you have probably arrived.
Everyone else is inside at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maximus has not gone inside yet.
Maximus and Richard.
I would be
Okay.
standing like at the threshold.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure as Tech is making his way up to the location, he's going to kick in both Silence of Death and Unseen Passage.
Okay.
And he is checking the perimeter of the area first and foremost before bothering to come up to the location. And I did pass the rouse check for Unseen Passage.
So go ahead and roll me wits and awareness.
All right.
And Rhea, inside, as you're following your nose through the hallway and you get to a door, and you can get the feeling that this has been open recently. Like, it's a little grimy on the floor, like there's like a thin layer of dust, but you can see that it's been pushed in. This room looks like it used to be, like you'd imagine the doctor's office. It's again still being utilized as an office. There are boards over the windows, like there's like curtains like tacked up. You get the general feeling that this was used probably where he kept his little haven, like little spot to sleep. There is a desk with a computer. The computer is off the desk. It's laying on the floor. It looks like someone just, the chair's upturned. And around the chair area, that's where you're getting the smell of blood.
Excellent. I would like to walk over to it and dip my finger in the blood and taste it and do a taste for blood to see if I
Sure.
can see whose blood that is.
Sure.
I got a
And-
3 on the wits and awareness. I did have to use a willpower for reroll on some of them.
So while Rhea's rolling, I'll handle this. You are walking around the building as quietly as possible. And you know, you get the sense, like you can tell where the office is. Like there's boards on the windows. Like it's got like a no trespassing sign pasted outside in between two windows. Like it's very, very grimy looking building. Is there anything specific that you're looking for? You're just looking general.
Just in general, initially on the pass of the perimeter.
As you pass the perimeter, again, you can see Maximus and Rich standing outside. They're discussing the footprints. The front office door that's on the far side of where they came in looks like it's been ill-fitted into the frame. Almost like someone had broken the door, but then had put it back in just a very sloppy manner.
Okay.
And Rhea, what was your roll?
2 successes.
Two
No
successes.
hunger.
You know this is Vitae. You can taste that this is Vitae. This is probably his Vitae.
Does it taste Nosferatu-y?
You get the slightest hint of Nosferatu.
It's
It's
chunky.
kind of
Yep.
gross.
Hmm.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah, there's a texture to it that's distinct. Is there a lot of it?
As you're looking around, there is a light that is on. It hadn't been kicked off the table. It was on a different table. You do see that there is some around where the chair would have been sat up. It looks like whoever jumped him did it from
Mhm.
behind and scared him. And there is some across a little bit on the table. There's like a small pool of it on the desk, but it looks like it's probably where he hit the desk.
Okay, but there's not a vampire's worth. There's not a kindred's worth of
No.
blood
No.
in here. The
Minute.
computer, is it an older computer, newer computer? Is the power on?
The monitors look like they have been cobbled together from a computer that's probably a good 10, 15 years old. Look like repurposed. The tower that's on the floor looks like it was hand built. Looks fairly newish, like he had been actively putting in the time and effort to keep rebuilding his computer just to keep it up to grade.
Tower.
Yeah.
Is there a? If it's a tower, is there a disc? Is it that kind of tower?
No, it's a more modern tower, so it doesn't have a
Okay.
drive or anything on it.
I start whispering, Tech. Tech, are you here? Are you in here, Tech?
This is probably about the time that Tech would be making himself known to the two Lasombra standing outside. So anybody find anything interesting yet?
Jesus.
Yeah, sorry about that. I have that effect on people.
You get used to it.
Speaking of, what do you? I know very little, but I know Nosferatu are supposed to have some usually very distinguishing features. Is there anything particular about you?
So he's got a very gaunt face with very sunken eyes. His hair is long, thin, and kind of stringy, and a bit patchy as well. He's got a couple of like his teeth. In particular, he's got more than just the standard just two fang type look going on. He's kind of got a nasty gnarled maw going on for a mouth. So yeah, he's a pretty boy.
Fair enough. It took you long enough.
Yeah, I had to check on a couple things. Like I said, I had to reach out to a few folks. He kind of looks around the two Lasombra and sort of shuffles his way past them and in through the door. Let me see that tower. And he's gonna go over and double check to see if the actual hard drives are still in the device or inside the tower, or if they've already been stripped.
They're still in there.
Ah,
I
perfect.
also let him know that like this pool right here, I think this is Patty. I think that's part of your bud right there.
I need to look something up real quick because I'm not sure if
Alice sitting on the floor will stand up and do Sense the Unseen.
Go ahead, roll me some Sense the Unseen.
Well, meanwhile, Maximus is Rich. I'm going to move further into the building and see if we can find out who these boot prints belong to. You can accompany me if you wish.
So this is something I'm not too sure where to look up. I have that wonderful little annoying folklore block uninvited. Does this
That is
matter
yeah.
here, or is it?
It doesn't. It's a it is because it's zoned as a company building.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I probably very gingerly sort of looking like there's an invisible wall I'm not sure I'm about to walk through. kind of, you know. Tip my toes, dip my toes.
Is Rich kind of like doing the one leg forward, like most of him
Yeah.
still back?
Yeah. Dipping the toes in just a little bit.
You don't feel a block. You feel your foot slide right past the threshold, and you're just like, oh, okay.
I make it look real natural, like it would roll right into it.
Maximus would not wait. He was just being polite. So as he kind of walks down the hallway past everyone, not in particularly saying it to anybody, but still kind of speaking very quietly, but enough for people to hear. It just says someone entered the building and did not leave via the front door. I'm going to go check it out.
3 successes, by the way.
For Sense the Unseen?
Yep.
You don't see any wards, no spirits.
No hiding Nosferatu in the corner.
No hiding Nosferatu in the corner.
I ain't hiding. I'm right here.
I didn't mean you.
Are you guys, Alice, are you gonna go with the two La Sombra, or are you gonna go see what Rhea and Tech are up to?
I'll go with the La Sombra.
All three of you.
I was gonna say I probably like had not kept up. I'm imagining I'm real slowly, sort of just walking way behind everybody else, trying to figure out what's going on.
So then Max and Alice can roll me wits and awareness as you guys are wandering through the building. Tech, you gonna try and pull the drive out?
Oh yeah, he's definitely. I would assume, since it sounds like Patrick was another kind of techie Nosferatu as well, that he's got probably more than one drive in this thing. So he's gonna strip all of the hard drives that he would potentially have in there out, keeping the ones that are clearly the secondary drives off to the side for the moment, and then rifling through his backpack to find a solid state drive mount, because he would absolutely carry a few of those around with him at any given time, and mount the primary, what should have the operating system and all of that still on it. Place that into the mount, and then connecting that up to a laptop that he will have produced from the backpack and flipped open. And he is going to start kind of digging through the data on that drive here.
So you can roll me enter wits, whichever one's higher, and your technology. Rhea, are you gonna?
It's doing that. Oh yeah, I'm opening every drawer.
Oh yeah,
every drawer, every cabinet. I'm looking for any either abandoned medical equipment or like abandoned doctor pads, anything like that. And 2, any clue as to what Patty was doing in here.
Roll me wits and investigate.
Maximus is going to go ahead and turn on Oblivion Sight just to make it a little easier to see in here because it's dark.
Yeah.
7 with a crit.
Nice.
You're able to do what you're wanting to do. Yeah, it's not hard. You're almost a little embarrassed for your Nosferatu cousin that it was this easy.
Didn't even put any secondary encryption on them. Come on.
So sad.
3 successes for me, by the way.
So as you're wandering through, you do notice the front door looking a little haphazardly shoved on.
I got 7 with a messy crit.
For wits and awareness?
Yep.
Oh, Alice.
Time for a compulsion.
Oh, Alice.
It would be me.
You've already felt the emotional state of this building, of this. And as a doctor, granted you are not an orthodontist, but you are still a doctor. You really are confused. You are like, what has happened in this building? And the professional side of your brain has officially kicked in. Being a psychologist. You are looking around and you are just, what has happened? What has happened? You are thinking back to your patients, the building you work in. You are in the waiting room, and most of the chairs have been like, kind of haphazardly shoved, and you're looking around. You are highly like, my brain is going to find something. Maximus is near the door. You go over and you push the door out, and it just boop, straight out. And as your beast is kicking in, telling you your mind, you look up at the door frame. And you're expecting normally most times when like a door's been haphazardly taken off that either somebody's like kicked the frame out. You can see that this door has been ripped off the hinges.
Is there any is the door still there or is the door gone?
The door, when you touched it, it fell out onto the sidewalk outside because there was a little path leading up to like the main entrance. It just kind of fell off.
Was it
You hear-
was it broke in or broke out?
You get the sense that this door was pulled inwards. Like someone had grabbed the handle and just pulled it inwards.
Does you just like search the door frame?
So you're looking at the metal and you can see it's because I'm still going with your messy crate. It's
yeah.
twisted. Like you can tell like even part of the frame's been just yanked. You find this odd. Do you point this out to
someone was angry.
To Maximus?
Oh yeah. Someone was very angry at this door.
Maximus had just in a knee-jerk reaction to hearing the door smack into the ground, like spun with moving his jacket, and his like hand is on his hip. The sword has been just a little bit unsheathed. Didn't pull it all the way out, but like it's not locked in the sheath right now. Dr. Smith, please do not surprise me like that. Thank you, though.
Someone was surprised to hear it. It reeks of panic, and someone was mad at this door.
As in, it seemed as if someone were trying to get out or get in.
Broken in. The frame is done. Can't fix this. Someone broke this in. And someone was angry and someone was panicked. And someone was a little confident for some reason.
Anger, panic, confidence.
And the door's gone.
Sounds like someone was hunting our friend Patrick.
Yeah.
So, I look back, not really trying to be quiet anymore. I think the element of surprise has been ruined at this point. If there were still anybody in here, Rich, do you have the ability to extend your senses into the shadows like some of us do?
I do not.
Storyteller, would shadow perspective allow me to gain a better kind of idea of the whole of the building? The wording on it to me is kind of ambiguous because it says while the power is active, the vampire perceives both their surroundings as well as what can be gleaned from the shadow perspective. So I don't know if it's a specific shadow, if it's the shadows, if it's a contiguous thing.
I think from every time I've had anyone use it, because I used to have it on a character, it's a very specific shadow.
Okay. That would not be helpful for us right now then.
I am gonna spirits touch the door frame.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. So while you're rolling that, Rhea and Tech. Rhea, what did you get for your investigate roll?
I got a 3 successes.
3 successes.
I'm at 3 hunger.
Oh no. As you're digging through the drawers, you've been in doctor's offices before. You do find like a set of yellowing like doctor like stationery. It looks like as you're going through stuff, like there's like Patty was using it to like write notes on. Like there's some like haphazard like meet DS meet this, like looks like he was like writing like almost like just redundant notes on a doctor's pad, like completely disusing it from its technical purpose. You're, continuously digging through the drawers. You find like odds and ends, like cables here, like a random screwdriver. And as you're digging through one of the desk drawers, in the very back, you feel something small and plastic.
Yeah, after I pocket those papers and that screwdriver, I'm going to go and dig in there. Actually, I'm going to use this end of the screwdriver to kind of hook whatever plastic thing it is in there and bring it to the front of the drawer.
What emerges from your pulling it, takes a little bit, is a small thumb drive. Looks like this big, this one. And sits there in front of you. Pick it up. Excellent.
Does it have anything written on it?
No, it's just solid. Looks like it's black. The little part where you push it out, it's red. It's just a little whatever company made it. Looks like that's been used a lot, so it's faded off.
I hold it up and I kind of look at Tack like, is this something? And I hand it to him.
As he's kind of clacking away at the keyboard on the laptop, he doesn't even really look up. He just kind of juts one hand up and holds his hand out. Yeah, give me it.
What was your tech roll for the? Or you're in the drive.
Yeah,
So
I got
it was 7 with a crit, I think.
Yeah.
So-
And specifically, like what he was looking for was he mainly wanted to see if the primary drive had been compromised in any way. So he's looking for any like signs of a virus, worm, malware, anything like that that's on the primary drive.
So as you're going through the primary drive, you do see that it has been corrupted a bit. You're not exactly sure what's gone on because you can't detect a virus or malware, but it will take you some time to probably try and, if you can, piece it back together.
Should we be doing this here? Or maybe we should put this in the van and get out of here.
After a couple more moments of clacking away on the keyboard, Tech will just kind of slap the laptop case shut and grab it, disconnect things, throw them fairly haphazardly looking into his backpack, and zips it up and slings it back over his shoulder. Yeah, we can get out of here. This is going to take me a little bit longer than I was hoping.
Alice, you were going to use Scry
Yes.
the Soul. What was
I
that
got-
dice roll?
I got 6 with the normal crit.
You reach down. So are you doing on the door or the door frame?
The door frame, because that's what I was messing with.
So you put your hands on either side of the door. Again, you're concentrating. The sense you get from the door frame is pure fear. Like whoever pulled the door off did it simply because they were very scared.
Oh, I think scared, panicked at the door, not angry, confident.
So Maximus is kind of on high alert at this point, just because it's too quiet in here, and knowing that somebody came in and did not go out through the front door is not sitting well with him. Is there any sign of like a struggle in this other than the door? That's obviously a sign of struggle, but is there like blood? Is there any type of like
Roll
yeah,
me
yeah.
another wits and awareness. Or wits and investigate, whichever's bigger.
That's gonna be awareness.
Tech, you do get a text on your phone.
He'll take a look.
It's
4
from
successes.
Rose. It's from Rose. You just get a reached out to some people. No one's heard from him in 3 days.
Well, that ain't fucking good.
So 4.
Mhm.
The entrance area, again, there's chairs stacked. Like, it looks like chairs have just been moved out of the way. They're those uncomfortable plush waiting chairs that looks like they should have been thrown in the bin 30 years ago.
Mhm.
A couple of them looks like it's been like someone tripped over them because they're the way that they're laying. The edge of the counter where the staff behind where the staff is, the glass there is long gone. The part of the counter is chipped. The edge of it looks like it's been something hit it and it like took it off.
Does it look like a clean break, or is it like rough and jagged?
It's rough and jagged.
Okay, so something blunt hit it. Is there any blood
There is a little bit of blood.
on the portion that's chipped or on the floor?
On the portion that's chipped, but there's also some on the floor.
Rhea,
Yes.
I would point out the blood. Would you mind?
Oh, my pleasure. Pick up a little bit of the blood. You said there's some on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take some that's off the floor and see if I can tell who it is. Let's see. Let me check what that roll is. Resolve.
Yeah, resolve blood sorcery.
Don't get hungry. So I got one. I don't know how we're doing this for this one, but I got one critical success and one critical failure though. Not on the blood die, but just
It'll just be a failure. Or
Okay.
was it on? It wasn't on the blood die, so it's a
Mm-mm.
failure.
Yeah, so one success and one failure. success.
You again get the taste of Nosferatu. It's you know that taste already. It's a little grimy. There is another taste mixed in that you can't quite pinpoint.
I take a little off the edge of the table. And I try that. That's better. 3 successes.
Three
No,
successes.
I
So
am not
is
hungry.
it off the edge of the broken countertop?
Mm-hmm.
You again. This time, do not taste Nosferatu on this. You do get Kindred Vitae. You are sitting there and you're, a little confused. You get a taste, and as you're rolling it through your head, it clicks. The blood on this belongs to someone of Clan La Sombra.
what to do with that because I have 2 Lasombra in the room. And one of them I don't know very well. How much Nosferatu blood is there? Again, is it not enough for me to think that this is now an ex-vampire?
It's not enough for an ex-vampire. You're used to blood. You know how much normal human body. It looks like it's just spattered here and there, like kind of like there was a fight and it got. And as you're like looking at it, you can tell it's going straight to the door.
I say, well, it looks like our friend Patty fought back, and I'll follow the trail of blood out to wherever it leads.
So as you're, and the door again has been pushed out. The cracked screen is cracked even worse. You can see it patch here and there in the grass, and then as you're walking out, roll wits and awareness.
Look that up. 2, 3. Nothing. Zip.
If this is an important roll, we can use my clan coterie merit to add 2 successes to that, but it will convey the a messy crit as well. So I will leave that up to you if you want to use it, Rhea. You're muted.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, then I will take advantage of my clan coterie merit at any cost.
So 2 successes, and it is a messy one. You're on the hunt for where this blood is leading. Your beast is urging you to find out. And as you're out on the path looking for the blood, you do notice that there is a spot just off the sidewalk, looks like it's in the grass, the dirt area, where there's a bigger pool of it and nothing else. But your beast wants you, I'm gonna roll a die. Pull up my list because I did not pull that up. It's the wrong one. Do-do-do-do-do. Your beast is urging you. At the scent of this blood, you can feel it starting to gnaw at you. You feel hungrier because you can smell it. And your beast whispers to you, "We really want this."
I think there's more where this came from. Patience. And I beckon Maximus to come over.
And still on the hilt of the sword, he is just walks over cautiously, looking around. Is there like a second story to this building, by the way?
No, it's single story.
That is equally as concerning as if there would have been a second floor.
You do see a rather annoyed looking owl perched on top.
I'm assuming that I would be familiar with Tex Familius because we've, known each other for some time. And if not, Maximus is a relatively witty person and would have put 2 and 2 together.
I'd like to whisper to Maximus because I don't know if I want anyone else to hear. Just get really close to him with my back turned to everybody else. La Sombra.
So I still haven't removed Oblivion Sight yet. I'm kind of looking around this area that we're in, and I know it's nighttime, it's dark. Are there any particular like street lights that are casting shadows over this area, or anything kind of like that?
There are 2 streetlights because this building's sitting on a corner.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a street light outside. It's on. It's, you know, occasionally you get that little like city flicker, but most of the time it's on. There's a pool of light that takes up a little bit of the front area.
Okay. Maximus would definitely know for sure that there is another La Sombra in the city, Kieran. I do also have the feeling, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, storyteller, I feel like the Camarilla is kind of apprehensive to let La Sombra in. In fact, actually, you know what? You can tell me, because I know what would have been required of the La Sombra in Chicago to join. So what is the process here in Dallas to become official member of the tower?
It is the same. For those fleeing the Sabbat, they would have had to bring in an older La Sombra to become a member of the tower. But you also know that Dallas as a city is surrounded by Anarch territory.
Yep.
That do not have that requirement. You
So-
also, given who you do know, the Seneschal is not keen to have that many La Sombra in the city.
Understandably so. We're dangerous. So Maximus doesn't really whisper, but he does talk under, kind of quietly again. So he's not like exclaiming, but of note, Maximus does not cuss that often. Rhea, he does just say quietly, as you say, La Sombra. He just sighs and says, fuck, and looks around. Well, there's only one other that I know of that is of the same allegiance as me and Rich. So if it is as you say, we are not going to see whoever this assailant was until they want us to see them.
Out of my carpet bag with the fringe, I pull out a flashlight. It's one of those bright LED flashlights, and a knife. It's a long needle point knife. Like it's almost like the blade is rounded, like a very long surgical needle. And I say, I'm ready.
Rich, where are you?
I imagine I am probably not out. Did everybody leave the building? Or was it just those 2? Okay, yeah, I'd probably be still roundabout Alice and Tech.
So Tech's back in. Has Tech left the Tech, or is he still gathering all of his stuff?
He has it all, but he hasn't left the building yet.
So Alice is in the waiting room and Tech's in the back, like former office area. So are you still in the hallway between the 2?
Oh, yeah. Probably moving towards the waiting room.
Roll me wits and awareness.
Ja. Wits and awareness. Oh, where is my? There it is. Okay. And I do the blood dice, right? I'm just confused when and I
Yes.
do and don't. Okay. Roll. 3 successes.
You are standing in the hallway and you're looking around. And you can hear Tech rustling around. You can hear Dr. Smith in the thing in the waiting room. As you get almost to the waiting room, you look up and you see a shadow move.
I see a shadow move.
You see a shadow move. It's very slight, and at first you think your eyes are playing tricks on you.
I imagine there is a, tell me if I'm right here. This is where I'd probably want to pop on that Oblivion site. Am I right? Am I wrong? Yeah. I'm imagining it's sort of one of those things where like, if it can't see me, or if I can't see it, it can't see me sort of thing. Originally, it's almost as like fear reaction, but then sort of as he opens his eyes, it sort of just kind of comes naturally, sort of clicks on, you know, the dark black eyes. And probably pretty quickly moving a hand towards his firearm, and sort of looking upwards, trying to. Am I near Alice?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I want to look around, try and identify this movement, but I'd be mentioning, guys, shadows, things.
Switch Sentient back on since I turned it off for Spirit Touch.
Roll me sense the unseen.
Four.
You're looking around, and because you cannot see Oblivion, you do get still a hint of movement. Like something has moved.
Cloak of Shadows. I'm gone.
And Rich, the shadow on the ceiling starts moving rapidly towards you.
I imagine I would instinctively start shooting at it.
Go ahead, roll me a firearms roll.
Where? Oh yeah, I don't need dice. Just firearms?
Yeah.
I'm going with I don't know if this quick draw, would that factor in?
Go ahead.
Here?
Yeah. Add a die.
Cool. So firearms 4, 5.
Your dex too.
Yeah, dex and firearms.
Roll 4 successes.
4 successes. As the shadow is slithering towards you, you fire off a shot. You see it barely misses. And it drops out of the ceiling towards you. And you can see a figure that looks like Shadow. And it looks at you, gives you a very toothy grin, and disappears into the floor. And as you're looking, you do see it slither around you and out the back door.
Is that towards where Max and Rhea are?
Nope, it's towards where you all entered.
Yeah.
Oh no, it is towards where Rhea and Max are, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. My instinct feels to sort of move after it while calling, trying to get. I assume I know they're out front, trying to get their, get their attention towards where we're coming from. Rhea and Max, that is.
With it no longer actively a threat, I will uncloak shadows and follow with Rich.
Yeah, if I hear gunshots, I'm gonna turn towards the door and turn the flashlight on and take a defensive stance where I am next to Maximus, shoulder to shoulder if he'll let me.
So you click on the flashlight just in time to see a slither of shadow go up onto the roof. And Tech, you can hear your Familius starts squawking, and you hear a flap of wings as he flies off the roof. Like he's making an unholy amount of noise.
How structurally sound does the roof appear to be?
It's a very old abandoned building. You get the sense that it can hold up against some things, but it depends on what you're about to do.
Soaring leap through the roof.
Oh, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, this roof will not withstand that.
Perfect.
While he does that, I don't assume that I would have had the amount of time to react to try to stop the shadow from moving, but I do want to use my lore sheet to activate shadow perspective and target that shadow so that I can perceive where it's going.
Sure, go ahead.
I get hungrier. Hey, a 1 on a rouse check on an Oblivion power is bad, right?
That's a stain.
Okay, that's what I thought. Fantastic. Everything's fine. It's perfect. Yeah, it doesn't require a roll unless you require one.
Give me, I'll say wits and awareness, just to see if you got it quick enough. Between Rhea turning on the flashlight. Heck, did you roll to jump through the roof?
Yeah, I was just double checking to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything with the power here.
Burn a
3
willpower.
successes.
Five successes with a critical.
So Maximus, you're able to glimpse into it as it's moving along the roof. You get the sense that it's not wanting to attack you. It's more just getting out of the building. And you see it stop right as Tech punches through the roof.
Okay. My next goal would be to find a way to get onto the roof.
You can try to get onto the roof. You would... Do you have soaring leap?
Mm-mm.
Go ahead. It's going to be a weird roll.
Climb.
Yeah, that's about the best I can do.
Strength and athletics. Or... Yeah, I'll do strength and athletics. See if you can pull yourself up. And Tech, you do see a very, a pool of shadow just kind of stop and, pools itself. And
I'm gonna take prowess.
Okay. Your Familius has settled on a telephone pole looking at you and just makes a screeching sound at you.
Upon landing up on the roof, Tech is going to go ahead and use Sense the Beast, targeting this shadowy figure to see if he can get a slightly better sense of a few details that he is lacking on. So,
Go ahead. What's the roll?
it's going to be Resolve and Animalism.
I did not get hungrier for prowess, and I got 4 successes on the strength and athletics.
And
You are able to get yourself up on the roof. What is the resist roll?
it's going to be Composure and Subterfuge for the resist. Oh, good Christ. I'm going to spend a willpower.
That sounds like a 0 successes reaction.
That's much better. All right. 6 with a crit.
6 with a crit. So what does Sense the Beast allow you to get?
So for Sense the Beast, I'm able to determine essentially the state of the beast within different critters. Critical gives the user information on the exact type of creature as well as their hunger or rage level, as well as the level of hostility in the target, so whether they're prepared to do harm or even determined to cause it, and be able to determine if they harbor a supernatural beast, which that part of it I'm not really worried about because it's clearly a kindred here, but I would know their hunger, their level of hostility, and the exact type. But again, my guess is probably La Sombra, unless you're ready to surprise me with a twist here.
You get for its hunger. It is not hungry at all. Harm? It doesn't seem to want to do you harm. You do get a sense of general mischief. Like it's almost the beast is pleased that he got a rise out of some people.
And when he does the Sense the Beast, Tech's way of doing it is very much sniffing like a canine, essentially, just kind of. And once he realizes it's not necessarily directly hostile, Tech assumes a much more relaxed posture. The hell you doing out here?
Maximus, you are on the roof.
I don't say anything.
You hear almost a chuckle. Well, you know, going for a walk.
You picked a bad spot. What, considering we just found in there?
I don't know, seemed like a pretty nice building.
While they're having this conversation, I want to go over to the van, get on the roof of the van, and try and shine the flashlight on the roof if I'm close enough.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Your van is the old one. Does it have like a little ladder up or?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I put like a lawn chair on top and hang out.
You're able to get up there and you shine the light.
Okay.
And you do see it kind of like when it notices that you shine the light, it kind of like shies away a little bit, trying to get to a darker corner.
I'm playing shadow tag with it, trying to keep it.
Alice is gonna go around the building based off where it went up to try and like where it might come down.
See, Alice is gonna wait. Rich, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna go with the fact that I do not understand my powers yet. I want to try and using Uncanny Grip, run up the wall.
Sure. Go ahead and
But
roll it.
I'm gonna keep my shoes on, which means that it's not gonna work.
Oh, you'd just be pulling yourself up.
Yeah, you'll be pulling yourself
little
with
by
your hands.
little.
Oh, but I'm imagining like he's like, all right, let's do this, and he's getting ready. He's kind of like, you know, stretching his feet a bit, and he intends on literally just running up the wall.
Okay. Rich is
He
like,
knows-
yeah, I got celerity. I can use traversal.
So what am I rolling?
I believe
Oh yeah, it's up here, isn't it?
Uncanny Grip.
Actually, I think Uncanny Grip lets you automatically pass climbing checks.
Yes, but
think-
if you're going to where is it? It's right here. In the same way, a vampire can hang from a wall or ceiling for up to one scene, though only barefoot vampires can hang by their feet. So I don't know how that works out with this, but I like the idea that he has no idea he has to not wear shoes. He's done this once or twice, and he thought maybe this would work. So I have to do a rouse check.
Yes. So
And what
just
is-
roll one die. It'll be a blood
Okay.
die. If you pass, you do not get hungrier. If you fail, you get hungrier.
Oh yeah, I got hungry for it too.
Mhm.
All right. And then, yeah. So I guess do we just do this like a normal,
Yeah.
like what Max tried?
Yeah, you can go ahead and try. Are you going to use your hands? Or are you just going to try to run straight up it?
Maybe he'll try and like jump up and grab if, but I don't want to use the hands for it. I like the idea he tried to just run it.
So as you try to run up the wall, you realize you are not getting anywhere. It is very clearly your shoed feet are not letting you go up. So then do you want to try and use your hands?
Yeah, I guess so. Why not? Let's get up there.
So then you realize that, hey, no, my feet can't let me get anywhere. Let me try my hands. And you do feel your hands sink into the brick. And you just pull yourself up. It takes you a bit, but you eventually do get up there.
I just imagine the pulling up, just the
As he's pulling himself up onto the roof, like Tech kind of looks back over his shoulder. For the love of God, man, it's God. Quiet, Jesus.
Can we see who this is at this point, or is it still just like a shadow?
It's still a blob of shadow. You do see it though. Like you can see like it's got a little bit of a face. It is looking at Rich like really seriously.
He's
like-
new.
Finally get up and start brushing the dust off.
Is he? And he points to like you see a little tendril point at Maximus. Like, is he yours?
No, God,
Oh, good, good. This would be embarrassing.
tell me about it. What's more embarrassing is that there's a missing Nosferatu, and you're the only one around.
You wouldn't happen
Okay.
to know anything about that, would you?
I might, depending on what's in it for me.
I'm gonna see if Tech believes what's being said here. Because I have a lot of dice for seeing if I feel like people are lying. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes. No crit though, but
You get the general sense that this shadow is lying out of its ass.
I get the feeling you don't know much of shit. Now, that's actually lucky for you, but you feel like a waste of my time.
So then you should just let me go.
Yeah, you see, that really ain't up to me. You're gonna want to talk to this guy. And he points back at Maximus as he then bounds off the roof and down to the ground.
Maximus has not drawn his sword. Well, yeah, no, he wouldn't have been able to really climb very well with sword in hand, so it's not drawn. He just kind of raises an eyebrow. Who are you?
Who are you?
My name is Maximus Habitus of Clan La Sombra.
Did your parents name you that? Or is that something you picked up on your own? Because if you picked it up on your own, I worry for you.
My father named me that, yes.
I feel deeply concerned now for you.
It's an
So,
old name. It's a glorious name. We're not here to talk about my name. You do know what part of
me.
town you're in, right?
Oh, if you think I'm scared of Mr. I sit in a tower and wiggle shadows in the dark, yeah, not happening.
Do I get the feeling that I can I know this isn't like a physical form of somebody right now, so like would I feel like I could grapple them if I wanted to?
You are a La Sombra. You do know he is in Tenebrous Avatar. So physical grappling might be a little difficult. You do know the light is probably irritating him more.
As it would me. Okay.
And he hasn't the shadow you can tell is a masculine voice. Just very much just a calm, cool, calm, like I'm not really afraid.
Does it sound like Kieran to me?
No, it is not Kieran.
Okay, good, because I would kill him.
You have heard Kieran's voice. You know that Kieran has a very southern drawl to his voice.
Okay. We're not here to talk about sect affiliation. We're not here to talk about action or inaction. We are here because somebody killed a Nosferatu. Don't try to play like it didn't happen because the evidence is stacked up against you.
Oh, you mean that little patch of blood down there? Seriously, that's not enough to kill a kindred.
Well, then where is he?
I don't know. He's not here.
Why are you here then?
I'm going for a walk.
Do you think that I was embraced yesterday? You're not fooling me.
All right. You do see the shadow start to reform. And standing in front of you is a man, probably about 6 feet tall, very long, straight black hair, vivid violet eyes, dressed in, jeans, pair of boots, and a black leather jacket with like it looks like a tank top on it that he just like, yeah, this works. I just threw it on. Around his neck, he does have a silver dragon necklace. And he looks at you. I didn't kill the Nos. I have no issue with Nos. They're very nice.
They are useful.
I tend to find them more convivial. But I didn't hurt him.
That, God, you still expect me to believe that answer. And like my friend said, you sound like you're full of shit. I want to believe you,
Oh,
But
shall
they're
I tell
just-
you something? The reason I can assure you that I didn't kill him, all of you guys are still alive. I could have tore your friend apart in the hallway. I didn't.
I mean,
Rich,
we don't know.
You have
Maximus is like
the-
holding up a hand.
You have the awareness of a wet paper bag. Please tell me that you did not get saddled with this one.
Somebody has to teach the young ones the ropes.
Oh, that's true.
Maximus is kind of gritting his teeth at this point because he does know that if this Lasombra is able to use Tenebrous Avatar, he is not weak at all. Okay, so let's say that you are making a point here. Let's say that I do have a smidge of belief. Not belief that you're just out for a walk, because that's total bullshit. We both know that. But that
Okay,
you didn't hurt the Nosferatu.
what if we're both just honest with each other as clan members?
I'm listening.
I didn't kill him. Yes, I'm here. No, well, technically, yes, I am taking a walk, but I'm really just here as a scout.
4.
I think you know for whom.
Do I recognize this dragon necklace that he's wearing as any specific type of iconography?
It's just a dragon. Perhaps I should introduce myself. My name is Remy. I am Clan Lasombra. Specifically, if we're going to be honest, my name is Remy de Brinvilliers. And I represent the Sword of Cain. I'm not here to cause trouble. Like I said, scouting around. Don't know if y'all have heard what the sect is going through. I'm just by myself.
As one who defected and completed the necessary requirements to join the tower, I do know what's going on. I do know how you feel. The true question lies in what you just said. Are you here representing the Sabbat or trying to leave them?
I'm not interested in joining the tower. They suck. Sorry. I am just passing through. My aim is to go to Boston.
Then I suppose. No, why would you? Remy.
He ain't lying, boss. I got a good nose for these things.
Thank you, Tech.
This ain't who we looking for. He really ain't involved.
So,
In full honesty, I got caught by the sun. This was a nice building to hide in. I didn't even touch the technology. I figured it would belong to a Nos. That's why I was hiding in the hallway.
yeah, it must suck not being able to have that kind of security, to have a place to lay your head down for the day.
Oh, but I've got friends in high places sometimes.
Perhaps out of respect for someone's domain, as I know that the Sabbat has some sort of semblance of, not the same definition as the movement or the tower, it would at least be safer for you to announce yourself as you enter into a rather large city of Kindred
Oh,
to ensure
okay.
that something like this does not happen. Because if the sheriff would have run across you, you would be out cold and
Oh,
very quickly strapped to a chair and being questioned via blood sorcery.
you see, I've already taken out a sheriff. A second one on my tally's just another tally mark. So I'm really not caring. I would like to go. By the
Yeah,
way, this city's weird. Also, your seneschal doesn't scare me. I know him. Well, I used to know him.
he shouldn't. He works with you all the time.
You do realize your seneschal used to be with us, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know him.
Okay. So
Don't for a second think that you could put your back to him.
never. Here's the deal. I believe you. Tech says that you're not lying, so I take him as at his word. He's, like you said, he's good at that stuff. This should not happen again, because one time is an accident, the second time is a coincidence. So if you're passing through the city, feel free to pass through the city. However, it would be nice if you could tell me what you do know, since you got caught here. Did you see anything that happened?
I saw the woman walk in.
High heels, tall, drink of water.
Brown hair, looks as if her professional suit came out of 1995. Yes.
Yep. Okay.
She came in, she left. Super quick. Looked a little scared.
Interesting.
Like I said, not here to hurt anybody. Passing through. I could be up farther north by now. But y'all came in and I wasn't going to scare you, but the kid is fun. He's fun. And ma'am on top of the can you please stop shining the light? She is aware that I could take that from her, right?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Okay. Well, listen, Remy, this has been a wonderful wonderful interaction. It's nice to speak to somebody I assume is my elder, just based off of your abilities.
Possibly.
I understand that you are not afraid of the tower, but just keep in mind that we're not the only ones here. The Anarchs do things in a very unlawful way, and if you run across one of them, they're just as easily capable of making a deal with you as trying to shoot you in the head just because they want to.
Yeah, I was cutting across. I went through, like, I believe it's called Irving. The Baron there is shit. I have never seen a more couch leader than anything else. But I'm going to go. You have fun with your investigation, and best of luck. And you do see him reform as a shadow and skitter his butt off the roof. And Maximus, roll me wits and streetwise and add a die. See if you remember, if you've heard of this one.
While they're finishing up at this point, Tech is actually meandering back around through the inside of the house. Specifically, he's going to be trying to see if he can find any sign of a postern in the Haven?
Go ahead and roll wits and awareness.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. You've heard his name. You don't know his full story.
If I see him again in the city, it will be a completely different interaction.
He does, the shadow does land on the ground near Alice, gives you a rather cheeky wink, and continues on his business.
2
Well-
successes trying to find the postern as well. Which is probably not enough to find anything if there actually is anything here.
You know that there is most likely one. Where Patrick has hidden it, you have no idea. But you feel like you would be spending a lot of time trying to find it.
All right. We'll let that slide for now.
Maximus jumps down. Well, that was a dead end.
When I see Maximus let the shadow go, I turn the flashlight off. I actually want to go back in and lick the desk one more time.
Go ahead.
Three successes. I want to see if I can, apparently I can tell what generation or likely generation this particular vitae came from. So I want to see if I can figure out how old this La Sombra is.
I think it tells you what the blood potency is so that you
Mhm.
can get a general idea.
So when you do retaste,
Mm-hmm.
you can tell that the generation for whoever the La Sombra that left that blood is 10th generation at blood potency too.
If Max comes back down around, I'll whisper that to him.
Mm.
I don't know if that means anything, if that's useful, but that one seemed powerful.
It does rise some questions. It's not impossible for a kindred that young to have obtained that power. It's just not common. Which would mean that we have yet another shadow to chase down. Most likely.
Yeah, you guys have been having to do a lot of that as of late, it seems like. Yeah, Tech's going to start kind of making his way away from the building at this point.
Unfortunately, this is the result of the segregated state of the cities. The bookkeeping, as it were, is very messy. Territory lines are blurred often. Upstart barons, and as much as I absolutely hate to say it, members of the council and court think that they have an idea of how politics work in such a strangely put together city.
Now, is this the somber connected to us finding the Nosferatu or not? Because I'm a little confused.
Nah.
The one, no.
That's what I thought.
Although, if we do run across that one again, it will take more than just me to deal with him.
As you say that, I Rick and Morty style try to walk off the roof with my shoes again. Smack.
Rich, for a moment there, you're like, yeah, I can do it. And it's just a smack into the dirt.
I am done with these shoes. It is done. No more.
Is it the shoes or is it you that's choosing to walk up and off of roofs? I feel like
Tech
that's
is
your fault.
just shaking his head as he slowly walks away. Some people's kids, I tell you.
I unfortunately do not have any way to track this any further.
Yeah. I got it. Just give me a couple nights. I gotta dig through these drives and see what the hell we can figure out.
Couple of nights seems like a long time. Kind of felt like your buddy wanted answers, like tonight-ish.
So
Alice, you get a text from on your phone.
I will check it.
It's an unknown number. Tell Tech I'm working on something. R.
No, that's not Tack. I have a weird text for you, and we'll hand the phone to Tack. I don't know why I got the text.
When you're handed the phone, you see that there's another text that pops up, and tell him he's a bitch.
I will text back. Tell him yourself next time.
He doesn't answer my phone. And then there's like a little cry emoji that pops up.
And he answers mine?
He seems to like you more.
Wait, who is this? Like, that's the text.
He knows who it is.
But it's my phone.
You just get a winky face emoji and then that's it.
That's who is texting me.
It ain't nobody. They ain't important.
I don't think that. How did they get my number?
I mean,
This time you do get a text that pops up. Your number is listed, ma'am. You are a doctor.
Touche. Wait, how can they hear me?
do you really gotta ask?
Oh, so it's the Nosferatu. Okay. That's more information than I had before that.
Your phone clicks into the camera mode and then clicks out of
God.
it.
No. I will toss it in text direction. Make it safer.
All right.
Rhea, do you have any blood storage equipment in the van? I'm sure you do.
I mean, come on. She says halfway back into the building with little vials coming out of her bag.
Yeah,
I'm
say
definitely
we need
collecting
to-
some Vitae.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
come
need
on.
to collect as much of this as we can. The goal here is to take some of this to the sheriff because we know she's a Tremere. Or
One
maybe
for the
even
sheriff, one for me, one for the sheriff, one for me.
and if she can't do anything, maybe, well, no, that would be up to her. If she can't do anything about it, she can tell Azra about it. The Bonnie Hook
Yeah,
gamer.
check the glove box. I'm sure there's slides and jars and all kinds of fun things in there. I'll collect Vitae from the pool in the back that I think is the Nosferatus, and then I'll
Mhm.
take some slides and get what I can off the edge of the desk that I think is probably the Los Sombras. And then I'll wrap that up nice and put that back in my bag.
After a couple of minutes of fiddling, Tech's gonna toss Alice's phone back. There, that should give you at least a little bit more of a sense of security.
I mean, no, it doesn't, but a little.
I like to think your new background is text face.
Probably, yeah.
With no way to change it. Those settings have been disabled.
So that's why it took so long.
You get a
No,
text on your phone,
he
Tech.
he installed a encryption software onto the phone to keep it locked down.
You get a text Tech on your phone that just says rude.
It worked.
And then another one followed by if Max is there, tell him he needs to get in contact with someone.
Red puts it back in his pocket. Yeah, hey Maxie, you got to get a hold of somebody. And Tech's gonna go over to a storm drain on the side of the road, push his backpack in, and slide down in.
I'm gonna.
When you do that, you hear a very loud screech because someone did not get his treat. And he has been harassed tonight.
Come to the tunnels.
There's a sense of entire disagreement with that statement. But a begrudging.
Big skybird coming too slow into the tunnel.
Once Midnight gets up to the storm drain, Tech will bite into his wrist and extend that out of the storm drain to the owl.
He's happy with it, but also wishes he had a rat.
This is just that scene in It where Pennywise reaches out, but it's just a bloody wrist that an owl starts to chew on.
Somehow scarier.
I'm imagining I've not
Seeing
even
that.
gotten up from the ground. I'm just sitting there like this with the legs kicking behind me. This is what it is to be a vampire.
Seeing the owl get a snack, I head over to the driver's side of the van. Anybody else hungry?
Yeah, but I don't think you'd be much help for me.
I would definitely take some. I think how hungry is 3 hunger? That's pretty hungry, eh?
Very.
You're hungry. You're hungry.
Although I
think maybe
appreciate
we
the
should,
offer. I will need to make a phone call and then I will go find someone.
If we're done for the night, then I can head out. But I guess we just gotta wait for Tech to get through that computer.
Which
is where Tech is heading right now. He's heading back to his
I was
sewer
gonna
branch
head
haven.
into the city. Well, if anybody wants a lift into the city,
I'm already in the passengers. The door shuts. I'm already in the
Yeah,
shotgun.
I'll also
I'll get in the
I'll
back
make
too.
these phone calls like on the way there. And then once we get back to the haven, I'll go hunt. There's still enough time in the night.
Same.
So I'm gonna call.
So are you making a phone call or do you want to text?
No, I'm gonna.
As a La Sombra, you're gonna have to make that tech roll.
I'm gonna do it on my burner phone that is like 25 years old.
Okay.
It's a Nokia and it has no SIM card, so Yeah, so I would call, I already forgot Mateo's assistant's name.
Abigail.
Abigail. Yeah, that would be the first phone call.
Okay. You're gonna fill her in?
Yeah, I would just let her know what's going on. I would also ask her what she ran away from.
You hear a sigh. The fact that that place was destroyed. I mean, it's normally dirty, but like it. She goes. You see her sigh. Hear her sigh again. She goes. I felt like I was being watched.
Well, that's because you were.
Oh, that's not. Don't tell me that. That's not comforting.
Is Mateo still in his meeting?
He just left. Did you need to speak to him? Because it looks like, how to put this politely?
He's gonna want to hear this.
Stormy weather ahead.
He's gonna want to hear this.
Let me go get him. You do. She is very much still on the phone with you, and you just hear her heels clicking along as she's going into the office. And Max, do you speak Spanish by any chance?
It's not on my sheet.
Okay. Whatever Mateo is saying in Spanish, you get the sense that it is not good, and it's a very polite. Max wants to talk to you. I believe it's about tonight. And then
I will say, as somebody who lives in Texas, I would know what Spanish curse words sound like because you can't not be exposed to that stuff when you live in the South.
you do get the sense he was cussing up a storm.
Yeah.
Something was not very, very pleasant. She does hand over her phone, and you get a yes, Maximus.
So, do you want the bad news or the worst news first?
The way this evening's going, give me the worst of it first.
I am going to have to talk to the Seneschal.
All right. Yeah, I just got out of a meeting with him. He's being ridiculously smug tonight.
Oh, there's what? I didn't think about it. There is good news, at least.
Oh, dude, tell me the good news. Is it good news for me or good news for him?
Good news for everyone.
Okay.
Nobody died tonight. And we have a lead.
The lead is the best. I mean, I'm glad you all didn't die. I'm very appreciative of that, but the lead is good.
The bad news is that apparently there are Sabbat members that believe that they can pass through our territory unabated and unannounced.
You hear what amounts to the world's roughest sigh, and then you hear like a slight, like the phone moving, and Abigail's like, I'm gonna hold this because he looks like he's about to throw it. But continue. You are on speakerphone.
Does the name? You're gonna have to tell me the last name again. I know it was French, but I would tell him the name.
Remy de Brinvilliers.
Yeah. Does the name Remy de Brinvilliers ring any bells for you?
No.
Hmm.
Think that's who took him or whatever?
No.
Oh,
No.
God.
That's another part of the good news and the lead. We know that it wasn't him. But we have some of Patrick's vitae. We will be taking it to the sheriff for her to work her magic and hopefully help us track him down.
Yeah, it's gonna be everybody involved.
Which means that if you have any dirty secrets that are wrapped up in this, now is the time to air them out. Not to me. Not to me. I am not part of the court.
I will have a talk with Ash. She's gonna be unbearable, but I will have a talk with Ash.
Okay.
Also, did you find anything besides a lead? Is Patrick in one piece?
Questionable. He is missing at least a pint of blood. Yeah, right. Nothing too detrimental to us. Tech does have his computer and said it's going to take him a few days to crack it. So
Okay, keep me informed.
I'm sure that you will hear all about it from Eloise.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to hear tonight. Thank you. Many you hangs up. And that is where we will end tonight. So thank you everybody for joining us for our first episode of Undead in Dallas. We hope you will join us for episode 2 next Sunday. But other than that, have a good night, guys.